Welcome back. Game number 2 in the winner's match for the EIZO Holiday Brawl. Spotted here in the top right corner of the map is going to be the blue Zerg player from Axiom. It's Impact.
Upper left as the red Terran. It's Axiom's Heart.
Alright, so that's a pretty crazy game number 1. But before we get too far into it, I'm sorry guys, I missed this donation in the internet mess we had. It looks like this has something to do with it. $5 from Kitty the Neko says, I pay as much as you do for nerd, but I have 500% less problems. Show off. You Canadians may have free healthcare, but at least we have internet. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. But thank you very much for that donation, sir. Guys, this has been a pretty awesome series, and it's only one game in. I really don't know how the second one goes, but to be completely honest, I was expecting not an early pull out of Impact so much as a 2-racks out of Heart.
Really?
Just seems to be the case, man. We got a merry-go-round. So many Terrans just do that 2-racks opener. But Impact going for the early pull really does throw me for a loop. I don't think this is a bad idea per se, but let's be honest, a lot of the time it's I don't know, you're not exactly going to get through with 8 lings, you know?
It wasn't just a pull first?
Oh, you know what? You may be right. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong supply counts there.
Yeah, I do that too. I think it was just a pull first, so it's what he did last game, which might explain, like, I think Impact is someone who does that commonly, like 50% or higher in games, so it kind of makes sense that Heart wouldn't try for a 2-racks. 2-racks can work against pull first, but they're harder. Yeah,
it's just, it feels like statistically speaking we do see more of those on this map, but not that it's a bad one either way. I mean, with a short rush distances, it's really nice for Terran rallies in the same way it is for Impact to spread creep. I mean, he is up 1 in the series, and Heart's sake, I'm sure he doesn't want to go fight Gumiho another time.
Well, I mean, he did dismantle Gumiho.
But the curse.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I totally didn't consider that.
Like every single time someone rematches at a group stage, the other person wins.
Yeah, like I think you should be making a deal right now. Like Impact, I can't get the curse, man. Just
we should name change. We could be Superstition Trade TV or something.
You believe in far more superstitions than
I know. I'm always knocking on wood in the background and stuff. So glad I got this desk. But okay, well, as far as this game goes, we're gonna have a nice speed timing coming out of Heart. So he's not gonna, or sorry, for Impact rather, he's not gonna have to deal with Heart's Reaper harass, any sort of Hellions that will get out of control. But at the same time, I am curious if it's going to be 2 base versus 3 for his opener. It is just another map that I think Mutalisk can work well on. Yes, there's the air blockers, but it's Impact we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like back when it was first released, so like, you know, a year ago, am I right? Merry-Go-Round was like all about Roach Hydra. People really hated using mutas on the map because of the air blockers. A 4th base was hard to take, so they'd rather something that was more aggressive and like in your face on 3 bases. You know, which, you know, usually needling and bling is really just macro oriented. But anyways, and now it's just like not the case. People don't mind using mutas, and the 4th is still hard to take. You know, using that ledge is just, oh, it sucks, but yeah, they've got better about it.
Well, 2 Marines get to try and chase down the Overlord. We'll see if he actually gets ballsy enough to leave the base. Sadly, with Reaper not scouting first, I think Heart kind of knows he's lost that timing, but if he kept it around the 3rd, he certainly would have been able to pick off this drone that's looking to settle down a hatchery.
Yeah. Settle down, have a hatchery, make some larvae.
Yeah, it doesn't take 9 months or nothing, but it's the miracle of life.
Yeah. It's evolution, bro.
I don't believe in evolution.
Wow.
It's like, okay, I can't. We probably should not get into that conversation on a stream. All jokes aside. We do have more Hellions coming out, though. It is going to be a Banshee follow-up. So for Heart's sake, this is a pretty standard opener that has, for whatever reason, gone from the comfort zone of every Zerg player in recent days to being something that is more or less game-ending a lot of the time.
Well, this is the Cloakless Banshee again. I guess he's going to follow up the Viking, just like Overgrowth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, did it really hurt him? Probably not. But did it help him? Also no. I think the Viking get like 1 Overlord kill.
That's actually a lot of lings. I mean, I get there's going to want a couple for banelings, of course, but going as high as, was it 16, 18, something like that? Yeah, 18 lings coming out.
If it was 30 plus, you'd be a little more worried.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't so much worried about the attack. I'm just wondering if this is an over-dedication for defense. More to the point. Because, of course, if you're Zerg, you want to get away with every drone possible. If you could just drone straight to 70 and not make a single unit, that is, like, the dream.
Yeah, that is true. He just, again, has not been so great about, like, suicide and Overlord. actually not even really in great position to do so. So he's just guessing, covering all of his bases with, well, banelings. Oh my... Oh.
That could have been worse. Still, 4 drones, and loses nothing for it.
Yeah, that was a lucky break for Impact there. Bringing the Banshee along without Cloak, probably gonna be targeted down immediately, just like it was in Overgrowth. But if it survives, I feel like it adds a lot to a follow-up push, even if the mutas are out, honestly. And for once, Impact doesn't go for like faster mutas. It's actually going for like normal. What? This is an Impact.
Yeah, Impact doing Mutalisk at a regular gas build. I don't know, man. Double Evos. There you go. There you go.
Like upgrades before Aspire? I don't think so.
No, dude. No, dude. What if? Hear me out. What if Roche Hydra?
Yeah, right.
That'd actually be really cool. I don't think I've ever seen Impact really pull that off, though. He is the typical baneling Mutalisk player, and he's really good with his Mutalisk control.
Yeah, cause that, basically, like, Roche Hydra, whatever.
Spire's on the way. The Hellies really haven't done that much, but they are starting to get into a clean up creep tumors, but it's a time where there's 5 queens to the front line. I mean, this isn't that he's pulled the queens for the main and the natural. He's got a lot of queens, just generally speaking.
Yeah, yes, he does. His upgrades are still behind, despite, like, not getting the mutas first. So, Heart will be able to pressure with the upgrade lead, but TVZ usually gets to stay outside of creep and wait, really, wait a long time. There's something is about like there is some like mental thing about Impact not going for faster mutas, because Impact goes for fast mutas almost every single game, whether they're really fast or just faster. You usually never get the chance to do like the immediate double medevac drop. So like Heart might love to do that versus any other Zerg player, just go straight to the main or straight to the third or whatever. Can't really do that. You just guess that Impact's gonna go mutas, and you're probably right 90% of the time.
The Viking actually timed out pretty nicely to see that 4th base come down. I'm not sure if this will be where he shifts his focus to, because, I mean, while it's nice to kind of kill a base that's somewhat quote-unquote exposed like this, there have been times where we've seen Terran players dedicate to this cliff and really get nothing for it.
Yeah, that's certainly true. I mean, we see a very good defense, like they creep spread behind there, they get a couple of spine crawlers, usually helps out. Because really the most obnoxious thing about that ledge is the micro required. You could keep 20 banelings on that ledge and they will deal with the pickup, but then they'd all die, not in a good fashion. So microing on that front plus any other fronts always more difficult.
I've actually been loving, we've seen a couple of Zerg players actually plopping on spine crawlers on that ledge too to really try and use the high ground. But the creep spread is looking really nice. He's got a lot of tumors, but this is going to start getting cleaned up as Heart begins his push. It is at the point of the game where his supply is looking nice. He's got a nice little lead as Terrans seem to manage to squeeze out production-wise, but if he goes on creep for an engagement, if even just 3 of these banelings get like a sick connect, I mean, it can all topple very quickly.
Mutas are out. They look to be, I think it's them going for the attack. Yeah, only 5 won't do a whole lot. They could maybe pick off the Banshee instead.
Yeah, the turret should be able to deal with this. Maybe a couple SCVs, but I mean that's kind of the problem, right? Like you can't really use those 5 mutas in the fight, so having them do ineffective harass is almost better anyways. I mean, if it's 20 plus mutas, you start sniping off Widow Mines, ducking in and out for marine kills, no problem. But of course, neither player really has an overwhelming army just yet. But Heart's supply, again, it's got a pretty nice lead. Yeah,
and he doesn't commit. He doesn't go on a creep. He didn't really push it back like really that far, and there are a lot of active creep tumors even still. I mean, there was a lot of queens, right?
Yeah, nice shot on that Widow Mine too. Picks up one of the Mutalisks.
It's a little bit of an overreaction, but the army, it's kind of like, well, if it pushes out a creep, that's beneficial for Impact.
Yeah, but like sacrificing 7 Marines to kill what was like a full scan worth of creep tumors, I would almost value as worth it just trying the army out of position like that.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that Heart was over.
No, I'm just saying like this really sucks for Impact because he is starting to lose a lot of ground.
Oh, a little.
Families don't
He's finally
much of anything.
Able to get to the ledge, which I think is the biggest reason to kill the creep here.
Yeah, we'd always get a couple of quick shots off, but as we see, not too much. I guess one Widowmine stole all the kills from the other. Actually, I don't know how Widowmine detonation goes off and has 0 kills. That's impressive. But the other one got 10, so it's a kill stealer, guys.
Yeah, does lose a queen, but the rest survive. Once he pushes this back, the queens will immediately respread the creep, and that's always so nice about Impact. But it is about pushing it back. Heart's, again, being very careful, always being just barely on creep, so getting off it's going to be, just walking distance. And that's when the splits really start to become effective.
Does pull the Marines back, and the Marauders soak the hits, and they live to see another day as they are armored units. This is actually working out really nicely because the medevacs, as we can hear, just go to work healing everything behind this. For Heart's sake, I mean, he's got a large force. It's really scary. I mean, there's no way Impact can just move one direction. So, I mean, he was moving out to try and, I think, surround from the other side, but realizing he might not have time for that, comes back home to defend, trying to push on top of this with big swarms of Lings. Baneling's not really that plentiful. He's pushing really far off of creep. Those Widowmines getting some really nice shots, and Impact's army just disappears.
Man, there was a point where I thought that Ravine was really just going to, like, screw Heart over, but he just barely squeezed out, and that was pretty good engagement for Heart right there. I'm really surprised he's not taking advantage of this position now, especially to go ahead and lift 2 medevacs to that 4th. I feel like that should be under at least some pressure.
Scans going down. The Baneling's looking to roll through yet again. Getting some decent connects this time, not looking to go off of creep, and that was probably the biggest detriment to Impact. He did overextend, and I think he realized that too. So he's taking a lot safer engagements now. And the Mutos are looking for a way to get some free shots off, whether it's killing a... Oh, Widowminer clumping up for the Thor shots. Oh! Oh, no, it's not working.
Oh, God. Yeah, he didn't get anything. He didn't even get the Widowmine.
Man, if that had been 2 Widowmines instead of just 1, plus that Thor shot, that's half the Mutas gone easily. I mean, they do regenerate fairly quickly, so if you don't kill a Mutalisk, you didn't do any damage sometimes, but they are still fairly low. They come within an inch of their life, so a little bit scary to see. We do have a Ling run-by set up to try and, I guess, attack this base, realizing, hey, man, I've been creeping this up for a while. There's no way Heart's going to be sticking on 3 for too much longer.
Yeah, not when he's doing so well and taking such good engagements.
Yeah. Army supplies are a lot closer than I thought they would be, though, to be honest. A lot of the times you see Terran players just take that giant lead, or the Zerg player gets so many Baneling connects, they take a huge lead, but still relatively similar.
Yeah. Finally, like, Heart thinks about pulling back, realizes he doesn't have to, so he stays a little bit in the middle, but that finally at least gives Impact some breathing room. He can start spreading that creep again to go to the middle, to Zelnaga. Finally, the Mutas are able to counterattack, but only after losing a bunch to that Thor shot and Widowmine shot.
Dives to the Widowmines, so those are kind of nice snipes. We are at a point, too, by the way, where Heart has finally finished up his 3-3. So a lot of what's been going on has been pretty even footing. It's 2-2 versus 2-2 for melee versus range, and there was no real advantage one way or the other. But now Heart finally has something concrete. But eats a lot of Banelings to the face. Still keeps a large portion of his army alive, though.
Oh, I don't know about this. I mean, all of the Widowmines are still armed, and the Mutas do try and magic box over the Thors. They're doing a decent job, but that spread... Oh my god, the spread is so good, and he's off of creep. Yeah,
he's overextending again. He doesn't have a lot of Banelings for this, but the thing is, all these Marines are so low from stimming. Yeah, so as the Zerglings connect, it's only 1 or 2 shots to kill them. The Mutalisk giving chase. I mean, it doesn't look like Impact should be doing this, but he's absolutely able to. These Marines stim yet again, all within the red, all within almost dead health.
Finally finds the room to split right there at the end, and Impact does have to back off. But he has taken a supply lead, and he has entirely pushed Heart back. So now the creep spread comes down, more Banelings are made, and the Mutas, I really feel like they should go for that 4th. He has not scouted that 4th, and that's going to be it's going to be hard.
This is why I always have faith in a guy like Impact. He can just, looks like he's on the ropes for 9 minutes straight, but still takes a good fight. I mean, impressive to say the least. But Heart has also managed to lock down this 4th, something that wasn't really fully operational until just recently. Like, he had the command center down, but now it's at a point where they're kind of on even bases, and Impact's trying to leap ahead with a 5th, as Zerg players need to do, just constantly expand. But this gets a little bit more tough. This isn't a map you typically split down the middle. It's a 3-player spawn map, and someone's going to have more/better bases.
Finally, we see a drop. I was just about to talk about that. Probably won't kill this 5th, but at least it is a drop, and gives, I don't know, Heart a little more breathing room too. It just, they were focused so much on that middle part. Like, the Mutas weren't attacking. There was that very small Link attack. But, like, Heart was doing anything either. He wasn't dropping this base, the 4th base, which is usually what we see. He wasn't dropping the natural, which seems like the next logical choice. And
we only have 4 workers killed in total this game. I mean, that's how army-centric this whole game has been. Usually not the case.
It's actually, like, it's 21 minutes and only 4 workers have died. That's silly.
It is silly, but it's actually impressive at the same time. Because that means these two are so evenly matched that they can keep trading like this, that no one's spiraled far enough that they could snipe off a base or countless workers. Still, though, waiting to stay on creep, and big props go to Impact. Like, constantly respreading that creep is such a big deal. Widowmines are going to get a nice shot. Can be careful for the Mutalisk now, as there could be a Thor lurking. He doesn't know. Picks off a lot of SCVs, though. Finally, that worker count goes above 4.
Yeah. Oh no, is he gonna get trapped? There's Thor's outside, isn't there?
There
Nope.
should be a lot of ways out of this. It's merry-go-round after all, and that's one of the benefits. It's you're gonna escape.
I thought the Thor was gonna be on the left side. Luckily, it was slow. So-
Really? That's what they need. Forget the Legacy of the Void repair. What if they give Thor's like
Boosters.
overdrive or something, right? Just like 5 seconds stomps around like really fast. Meatless in the natural base kill and some more SCVs. Really though, at this point, I almost worry that this is helping Hart more than hurting him. It takes away his overall supply and gives him more room for army value. A point where he's on 3-3 to what his impact's 2-2. A situation where he's going to have more, better upgraded units. Baneling's crashing in all over the place. Mules will replace these mineral mining SCVs. I fear that this might help more than hurt.
Impact has been kept rather, like on his side of the field for so long. I feel like Hart just like, oh right, like he's really good at mutas. Crap. Should have gotten more missile turreting this entire time.
Awkward. No, I really like. Look at that army supply. Shoot up 160 in value. He hasn't built a single SCV since these got torn down. So for Impact right now, it looks like he's doing a ton of damage, and he certainly is. But it's almost to almost to himself.
It's gonna be like all it takes though is like one miscalculation with not spreading your army, going on a creep, and suddenly the SCV count being low is not a good thing.
Yes, and he did just take a huge dip. About 50 supply goes down for Hart. And this is a scenario where he can't replenish it so easily, so freely. Baileys are camping the mineral lines. No camping, please. Runs over here to find something else to kill, but he's getting swamped on the other side of the map. Baileys are crashing into this really well-spread army. Mutalisks coming from the backside. And this kind of looks bigger than this. There's even some changelings mixed into this. But Impact had money behind this where Hart didn't. So now those SCVs getting killed, that was beneficial. Prior to this, if he had split properly, if Woodmines had got God mode shots, if Impact took a poor engagement just now, that puts Impact so far behind.
Yeah, and the biggest thing usually is before you get rid of SCVs in any matchup, you gotta have a bank too. You know, if you're like 50 SCVs and you only have 50 minerals, you're probably making a mistake because you are relying on the army that you have to win the game at that point. Which Hart might have been doing, but did not work out.
Oh, Mito's found a 6th spot to kill this orbital. That's going to be really annoying. Forced to push now. Hart, that is, looking to be in just absolute shambles. There's still so many Banelings remaining. He's actually got some great shots off this time. The focus fire is looking fantastic. The spreads are not too shabby either. Impact does take a big drop in supply, but he's got more where that came from. He's got 26 Lings coming out, and we're getting close to that point in the game where, honestly, Lings alone might just carry this through. Not a lot left for Hart, down to 40 army supply, and I think we're going to have that rematch. We are going to have that rematch. Impact will take a 2-0 in the Winter Series. All right, so what this means, folks, is that Impact will get out of the group. He'll go to the semifinals guaranteed for tomorrow, and he is done playing games for today. Now we're going to have a rematch. If you missed it, Hart beat Gumiho already in a series earlier today. It's the finals of the group. Gumiho survived the lower half of the bracket. Hart is forced into the finals match now by his teammate. And we'll see if we can get a double Axiom finale out of this group, or maybe Gumiho will claim that last spot. But we'll get things sorted. And of course, after this is done,